He's here.
Have everyone please stand. We'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody got your mics turned back on?
Yes, sir.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oregon Township meeting, November 26, 2019, 7 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Okay, entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustee minutes dated November 12th, 2019 as written.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the warrants.
I'll make a motion to approve the payments from 11/13/2019 through 11/26/2019, payment number 851-2019 through 885-2019, and warrant number 9592,
Is a void.
and then that's voided. So we'll start at 9593 through 9612 for a total of $286,433.66.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
And just a note for those of you in the audience, the reason that figure is so high is because we paid for the new squad in the last 2 weeks. So that's why it's so high.
All right, this time, before I go to the audience, I believe I have a Mrs. Taylor who's wanting to speak. I'll have you come up. Jeff, is that turned on, the mic?
It's not, probably. I put it out there, but it's not turned on.
Yes.
You're on.
Hello, I'm Jamie Taylor,
My name is James Taylor.
And then state your address, please.
2418 Salvatore Place, Hamilton, Ohio. These are our daughters, our twin daughters, Sophia and Charlotte. And we are here to say thank you to the first responders. Our daughters were involved in a automobile accident on 11/20 of 2018. So we're here to show our thanks.
Thank you.
Everybody doing good?
Everybody's great.
Great.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was Lieutenant Galloway's shift. Lieutenant Galloway's on her way. She got delayed, and the crew that's on today is actually on the call right now. Lieutenant Galloway will be here in a couple minutes. I know that we talked about that. It was her shift 2A, so it was Lieutenant Galloway, firefighter Jeff Maddox, and firefighter Jacob Young were the crew that day that responded to that. So she's on her way. She just texted me that she got delayed, and she'll be here just in a few minutes. But again, we appreciate it as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, anyone else in the audience this time? If not,
I just wanted to say, our little Sophia here, she actually sustained a very severe traumatic brain injury. And if it were not for these first responders, she would not be here today. And so we are, our whole family is so thankful. It was the worst of Thanksgivings last year and it's the best this year, so we really are.
is this the road that was on
It's right down the street on
Chapel here?
Chapel
Yeah.
Ridge in the dip.
Yeah.
We want to thank you. I know I speak for myself and the trustees and then Chief Griffith. I feel we have some of the best top-notch firefighter paramedics in Ohio. Morgan Township is quite a ways from a hospital, so our folks have great skills because they have to for that longer distance to a hospital. So again, our employees are top-notch. We train a lot. I think Morgan Township, thanks to trustees, supplies with some of the best equipment that is out there for our squads. And as you can see, there's a brand new one sitting out there in the parking lot tonight that we're going to talk about. So again, thank you for that. We appreciate it, and it's always good to see the results of our folks' work to come and show their appreciation to us as well. So Thank you. And I know that, like I said, Lieutenant Galloway should be pulling in any minute again as well. But thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Glad to see her sitting there.
Yes.
And to add to that, I want to say that part of the reason we could provide what we did is anytime I have a wish list of advanced EMS care, Chief always says yes. He has yet in 5 years to tell me no. So we carry the full state scope of practice. There's nothing we can't do in the state that any other department, and you don't see that in small rural 500-run fire departments, but we have every advanced piece of equipment that I've ever asked for. He's never told me no. And that's admirable because other places get told no. Because some of the stuff we use, we only use once a year, sometimes never, but we're never told no. And that's very important out here for our residents to know.
Yeah, but if that saves a life, the one time,
Exactly.
it's well worth it. Right?
And the cost is never, he never asks me how much, he just says, tell me why, and I tell him why, and it's done. The cost is never entered into it, and I appreciate that more than anybody could imagine. As they appreciate more than anyone can imagine, so.
And I think another factor is Morgan Township is fully paid and on duty 24/7, so it was just a matter of a 1.5 to 2 minute response right down to Chapel in that neighborhood where it was at. I was on duty that day, I will say that, but because of a medical condition, I was not allowed to respond. But I was itching so bad to go, but I was restricted by my doctor not to go. But again, I remember that call specifically, and again, thank you for the acknowledgement of our folks. Thank you.
And have a great Thanksgiving. You got a lot to be thankful for this year.
Absolutely. And I think when Lieutenant Galloway comes and the other two are actually working other departments tonight, so firefighter EMT Jacob Yanni works both for Coleraine Township and Crosby. He is on duty at another department tonight, and then firefighter EMT Jeff Maddox also works at Oxford. He's at Oxford tonight, so we couldn't get all three of them here tonight. But I think at a break, if we can, when Lieutenant Galloway gets here, we take some pictures definitely of the family and her as well.
So you want to continue until she gets here,
Absolutely.
and then we will stop when
Yep,
she gets here?
absolutely.
And you're up, Mr. Galloway.
Administrator?
All right. We have no administrative report, township administrative report tonight, but we did accomplish 39 pages of the township manual tonight. And we will move forward with that process, and then we'll clean it up and then take it to the prosecutor's office for the review that were required. Fire chief's report. So just to give you an update, there's progress on Station 141 Addition. If you noticed, if you came in from this way today, the construction trailer has arrived today. So the construction trailer is there, and they're going to be hooking electric up to it tomorrow. So we sent the contract to Jack Grove for review, and he brought in several points that we are addressing at the moment before the contract gets signed. One of those would be we have to have builder's risk insurance. The township has to have builder's risk insurance on it. Carrie has advised us that the township already carries $500,000 of builder risk insurance, so we're just going to have to push the rest of that up to cover that. With that being said, there's another waiver. We have to get rid of the waiver of subrogation in that, because that's illegal in Ohio, so that verbiage has to be removed out of the contract. Next one is with Connie, and I think in our pre-bid meeting, Connie was pretty good with the pay scales, and they were as well, but it just has to be terminology in the contract. And then the last one that the architects are addressing is the change of work and the change orders in that language. Once those four come back from the architect, it'll be ready for Jack to review as a final and then authorize me to sign it. Now you'll see in your packet, Jack has recommended that the trustees make 3 motions tonight. The first motion would be to approve the fire chief to sign the AIA 2017 Morgan Township Fire Station Addition BCI project number 18124 contract upon a final review of the contract representing Morgan Township. That would basically say that you're authorizing me to sign the contract as a binding legal document.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Carol, what number is that?
197-2019.
Thank you.
Okay, 197 for that one, okay. Okay, next one will be a motion to approve the fire chief for construction administration under the Board of Trustees representing Morgan Township during construction project. Basically, it would be a motion that says I would be the administrator of the construction project representing Morgan Township.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved.
The third one's a motion to approve the fire chief the authority for change orders at an approved dollar amount agreed by the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township. So, you know, Jack's opinion was if there's a change order for $100 this or $50 that, or, you know, a certain limit that without having to meet and come back to a meeting, that would be authorized. When you start to get into a $10,000 issue or something like that, that would probably need to come back and address to the trustees of why there's a large change order with that. So with that being said,
Why
you
don't we
probably
put a
want to
dollar
set.
amount of $1,000?
That's probably fair. I mean,
I
if we
think-
see
I
that a
think
lot
that
of
would
them
be
are
good.
happening, we could maybe bump it up to 2,500 to 5,000. But I'd say anything even over 5,000, I would bring back to the board for sure.
I think start off with 1,000
Okay.
and see how it goes.
Okay, so I will let you make that motion. Somebody with the dollar amount of 1,000.
I'll make a motion to approve the fire chief the authority for change orders at up to $1,000 agreed upon by the Board of Trustees, Morgan Township.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, so the other thing that he had advised is that, and we've already started it, Rob and I did today with the delivery of the construction trailer. He advised myself, and I've added Rob into it, that we keep an Excel spreadsheet for all documentation of on-site process, issues, change orders, et cetera, per Jack Groves. So we already did that. We already logged in today with the date and time that the construction trailer arrived and all that stuff. And we will be working directly with the project manager. His name is Brian, and we met him again today. So we're going to keep that full documentation with us, and Rob will have the same Excel spreadsheet. So I'm on gone that day. He can plug in whatever happened that day if there was issues and
Is
stuff.
all work going to be during normal business hours, Monday through Friday, or?
There
what
may
happens on
be some times when
weekends?
subs or subcontractors will be come in on the weekends, but there'll be no night work, and there'll be no night work, and then they will have separate, they'll have porta potties out there, so they will not be in the station using the bathrooms, nor will they be in here using the restrooms. Rob has already kind of told them where they can park their vehicles. We're going to have to change our response, so we're going to have to turn all the vehicles going out that way, so it'll be a little bit of a challenge for us because we won't be able to come out the back. But they're intending, if the contract gets signed, and Jack said if the changes are signed and he reviews the final review, the goal is, and you'll see it in your packet, you have the packet in there. It says Empire Construction or Building Company, Inc. And it's all the subs, and it has all the costs. But if you look at the page, it has the graphic. This graphic right here. Okay, that basically says that the construction will begin on or around December 9th. And looking at the punch-out list with final building permits somewhere around July 21st to 22nd of 2020 is when the final inspections and the punch-out list will be as an estimated timeline.
Okay. So weekend work, who's going to log that in the spreadsheet?
If it's on a weekend or something, we'll have the company officers put it in our logbook. They keep a daily logbook, and then they'll email me that some of the work was done after on the weekend.
Do we have to put any signage or anything for people dumping off the recyclables? So
Rob and I have discussed that. We're going to basically put up that week road closed signs coming in, and we'll get signage made that if you have recycling, you'll now have to use the Chapel Road entrance.
okay,
So,
Because
I'll put that on the website too.
If you see on that one spreadsheet there, it's showing there's going to be orange.
Yeah,
Well, is that diagram in that one?
yeah, there's a map
On
in
this
there.
diagram
it's hard to
here,
read. Oh,
There's-
that one.
there's
The very
a line,
back page, there should be a map.
about 30
Got it.
feet out in front of the,
Okay.
Temporary orange removable fencing.
right. That's going to be going across the driveway. So we're going to have to put out here Chapel Road that all
No, it
recycling
didn't make
bins
it.
are
They did.
accessible from Chapel Road only, cannot, this
Okay.
way is closed or something like that, so.
All right. I'll put that on the website too.
Okay. But Rob has got that all prepared, and we'll have whoever company he wants to have it made, printed up, and then we'll add that cost into the construction bond.
All right.
So that's currently the building, and we're just, we'll have the final authorization to sign a contract when all the changes are made to it. Next, you'll see that the new Medic 142 is sitting outside. It was striped yesterday and finished today. The stretcher is scheduled to go in on Tuesday, and the radio is to be switched over on Monday. With that being said, it's out there tonight to take a look at. I know a couple of trustees have kind of already looked at it and seen the new paint scheme, or the new stripe scheme. Our goal is so we keep consistent, is to change Medic, the new Medic, the 2014 one we're keeping, to that same striping scheme probably sometime the first quarter of next year, so they'll match. And again, it's out there for review after the meeting tonight for anybody that wants to go out and see the new squad.
And Chief, also you might mention that mostly the switching over has been done in-house at a great savings by Mark Bittner and others.
Yes.
We've saved a fortune in cost that would normally go out. Mark has done in-house on his own time.
Yep.
On duty time.
So firefighter EMT Mark Bittner, who used to do this on the side with camp safety, is in the process of moving the radios over. He moved the med vault over Saturday, I believe, and he's going to be moving all the brackets to hold the light packs and everything out while on duty. So it is, thanks AC, that's a great savings to us as well. So he did the oxygen regulators and all that today on it. So he put the radio antennas on today in the truck as well. So. With that, because it's a last minute and it came late this afternoon, I need a PO to RAC Graphics for $3,650. That's all the striping that's done on the Medic truck, all the new graphics you see on there. $3,650.
Second.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And that is my report for tonight. I do have one executive session. Quick matter, and that's all I have for tonight, unless there's questions for me.
Okay, you want to break now?
Yeah, do you want to do a break and we'll
I'd
get...
like to do a
Penny?
break. We'll do
Yeah.
some pictures and stuff with Lieutenant Galloway and our family in the back. And
Okay, I'll make a motion to take a quick break to do pictures and maybe take the kids to see the new squad out there.
Second?
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
We are adjourned briefly.
since she talked about it.
All right, I'll make a motion to go back into session.
Second.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
We are back in session.
Okay, and Mr. Galloway, you are finished, correct? Okay, Mr. Brown.
First off, our truck number one, our 2008 International, we was having a coolant leak, having to add coolant to it. Come to find out it had a cracked cylinder head. Took it down to Triple D's. He's going to work on it. I think it's about $11,800 to do the whole job. I'd had a price from Bluss Motors for about almost $14,000 to do it there. So we brought it back to Triple D's and he's doing it. Has a few more days left on it before it'll be done, but hopefully either this week or the first of next week it should be done. Also, we had some trees on Howard Creek Road we had to cut up, and a couple on George Road that we had to cut because they was falling in the road. One of them actually did fall in the road. Been servicing the trucks and backhoe and skid loader, getting all ready for winter here, and we'll be setting up for Christmas in the country on Sunday. They had requested for the flags and speed signs and all that to be put out, and we are going to hold off putting them out till Friday, till after the high winds are done. That way it doesn't ruin our flags. So Mark and Steve are both going to come in Friday morning. We all was going to take vacation days the day after Thanksgiving, but the two of them are going to come in and put those flags up and put the radar signs up for us.
Okay, do we need a PO for Triple D?
I'll get to that because I've got to do a transfer first.
Okay,
And that's all I have.
thank you, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Marshall?
All right, well, in checking today, it has been almost a month, and there are no tires have reappeared at our Scott Avenue location, but we'll still keep watch, okay? Yesterday, the developer from Crosstown, Andrew Zukoff, was here for representing Dollar General, and we met with Jeff Galloway and I on Monday. From the meeting, Jeff and I agreed to approve the zoning certificate application. And what this does is it allows the Crosstown developer to proceed to having plans drawn and then taken to Butler County. And timing on all of this will be about 2 months, perhaps 3. And we will meet to go over the preliminary plans and offer changes and concerns at that time when those are done. Correct, Jeff? I think that's what we pretty
That's
much
correct.
agreed on after that.
Dale, just one question. Is there any plans on letting people know what you see when you meet with him as far as what the plan for the facility or what it would look like? Are we going to be able to see that in a public forum before we go final, or give them any follow-on comments?
Well, I mean, it depends on how you guys want to do it, but normally there would not have to be a trustee approval on this.
Well, it wouldn't be a trustee approval. It would just be so people could, I've had a couple people come to me and ask about the facility, and I'm sure people are wanting to see what's actually going to be built down there.
Well, perhaps I can work with Andrew.
Yeah,
Jeff.
what they preliminary showed us yesterday is not for the public yet because they haven't even done the
Done the
plans. This is
plans.
just like a preliminary drawing to get it on there. Once we gave that permission yesterday for the application, then they'll now actually go to the building department and bring a plans to the fire department. They'll then actually, now they're going to start to develop the entire big blueprints that you'll see. Once that is, then that is public record document, and we can show that at that point when they draw the plans and the official elevation and what it's going to look like. Right now, we just saw a quick one page to say, is it okay with you, so we can move through the process to then actually draw the plans for it.
Okay.
So,
All right, great.
yes.
Yeah, because
Thank
they needed our approval on terms of, are they making the setbacks for the required zoning district and everything else in that respect? And they are very heavily, very easily doing it. We did talk about their septic system, making sure that they're definitely aware of the storm runoff and the water issues that are down in that area in terms of that and everything else. And on top of that, Butler County will be also on top of all of that as well. But that'll come to fruition. And yeah, I'm sure that there will be probably sort of like a preliminary sketching piece that we can show you of what the building may actually look like and everything else. And I could put it together in a PowerPoint presentation, or we can have Mr. Zukoff come in
He would
and
probably
present
be
it to
willing
us.
to come here and
Yes.
speak at an open meeting once they
Right.
had the complete plans and everything ready to go. Absolutely.
Okay, that'd be fantastic.
Yep.
Okay. Number 3, a public hearing was held by the Morgan Township Zoning Commission on November the 20th, last Wednesday, at 7 p.m. There was a quorum of commissioners who had heard the proposed zoning change. Now, this zoning change is for 2 pieces of property that were currently owned by a Margie Sauerland and a Ronald Allen, who own the property at both 5022 and 5024 Cincinnati Brookville Road. They're asking the zoning commission to approve a change from B2 to A1, and then, of course, making the whole property B3. But the commission approved a modified zoning change, 3-0. That modified zoning change is something like about 75% of the lots will be zoned B3 up into 75 feet south of the creek that runs through, and then north 75 feet, and then the remaining trees that are up to the hill of the property. This will be given to you more in detail when you schedule your public meeting and everything else, so that you can do it. They did approve the zoning change, and then asked you as the trustees the following, we resolved to do the following thing. This is resolution number 201904 for zoning. The recommendation on proposed zoning change, MTZ 19-02, Burns and Allen, A1, B2 to B3. Be it resolved that the following proposed tax map change to the Morgan Township zoning resolution has been approved. Whereas Margie Sauerland, 3840 Thimble Glen Drive, Cincinnati, Ohio, and Ronald Allen, 2300 Thrush Avenue, Fairfield, Ohio, have submitted to the Morgan Township an application for zoning map amendment from A1 to B2 to B3 for 2 parcels totaling 8.997 acres located in Section 26, Town 3, Range 1, Morgan Township. And whereas the Butler County Planning Commission recommended to Morgan Township a modified approval of the proposed zoning map and amendment for the parcels with comments. Be it further resolved that said approval and recommendation be certified to the Morgan Township Board of Trustees for approval and denial or modifications, with the trustees setting a date for a public hearing no less than 20 days, no more than 40 days from this certification. The motion was moved by Bill Londrigan and seconded by Daniel Morrissey, and you see their signatures on the back of the resolution. So I pass that on to you as we are certified that in that respect, and ask that you set your date for the public hearing, so that, and then I will do a presentation to you at that time as to exactly what it is all about.
So we could do the actual next meeting, which is the 10th, because that'd be.
Well, now remember, you have got to have 10 days before on a legal notice. I don't mind squishing it out, but,
Well,
okay.
today's the 26th, correct?
Yep,
And if we did our meeting on the 10th, that gives us, 14 days?
14
For a
days.
legal notice?
But
Okay,
you've got
so
a
then-
holiday in there in,
Well, I'm just,
yeah.
because that would be exactly 20 days from the date they passed that, if we did it on the 10th. And then the next scheduled meeting is ours is the 24th, which I don't think we're
Third.
gonna
We're
do the
not doing
20th.
that.
23rd.
23rd.
I don't think you'd want to do it that close to Christmas.
And then going beyond that, you're going to be past the 40 days.
Exactly. So if we wanted to do it on the 10th, or do you want to do a special day like the 17th? In between, it's going to be an extra meeting.
That's up
No,
to you
I-
guys, not me.
I'd rather do it on the 10th.
Why not the 23rd? You just don't think people will come?
On what, the 23rd?
23rd?
You're
A lot of
getting
people
close to
could be
your
out of
cutoff.
town, they go away for Christmas. I think that'd be kind of a bad day to do it.
What's the objection to the 10th?
There is none.
There is none.
Okay, so is there, we're
We
considering
just
the
have to get it
23rd?
out. We have to get it out
Okay.
tomorrow.
Is that good to do that tomorrow? With you, Dale? Legal
Did
notice?
you get the legal notice out?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, I could get the legal
We could
notice
make
out.
it
What date do you want it
2
published?
things, or we
Give me
could
10
just
days before that.
make sure that we do it.
The reason why is that I've got a legal notice going in on Friday for a BZA variance piece that goes in Friday. I wouldn't be able to make that one, but
That's what we
do it
used
for
to
the
always
first,
do.
or?
You
the
you
first
could do
is
it
a-
for Saturday,
I could do it for Saturday, right?
yeah. Or you
And that-
could, you could have 2 on Friday.
Normal meeting,
Well, I'm not sure I could make
coming in 6.
Fridays, which is, if I do it tomorrow, would they?
If you
they
do it
might not-
tomorrow, you should be able to,
You
unless,
think?
because of the holiday, it might cause a problem.
Yeah, I mean, that's because I asked for it to be on Saturday, the 30th, and they actually put it on the 29th. Get to
You
my
could do
calendar.
Saturday the 30th, that would be your 10 days.
Yep.
Yep. So it'll be at
Sliding
the
in under if I did it on Monday.
regular time, 7 o'clock during the regular meeting?
Yep.
Let me
Do
try
it.
for the 30th, okay, or the 1st, which would still, we would be 9 days. I don't think we're going to be killed for 9 days, but anybody going to complain, but, so 11:30 or
And we'll do it at 7 o'clock on the 10th.
at 7. Okay, all right.
All right, if there's an issue, what would be a backup date, just in case, because we're in the holidays? If he can't get that legal notice in till there, do you want to do it like the 17th then, or the 16th? Just as a backup in case something goes wrong, because we are in a holiday.
What is the 16th?
Monday.
Monday?
16th is a Monday.
That's fine.
Shoot for the 10th, but if some reason that legal notice can't get in till time, switch it to the 16th?
It's fine with me. Just let me know so I can put it on the website.
Is that all right for a backup, Dale?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Because you never know with them working on a holiday.
Okay.
Okay, all right, thank you on that. Number 4, I received an application for an area variance from Brian and Holly Balzer for a Board of Appeals hearing. This meeting is scheduled for Thursday, December the 12th, just to let everyone know. Notices will be sent out tomorrow to property owners around the neighborhood, and the legal notice will be published this Friday, November the 29th, in the Hamilton Journal. But that's pretty straightforward. That's just to let you know what we're doing here. Last meeting, yes? 7827 Hamilton Scipio Road. You can read the legal notice too. All right, number 5, the complaint violation form that I presented to you, or am I calling this Grove versus Nardiello, just for some fun and games. I sent an email to Marianne Nardiello on November the 14th. I have yet to receive a response to from Ms. Nardiello. I sent Jack Grove an email on the 19th and received a call from Jack to discuss the form the very day at 1 o'clock, and we discussed it. In that discussion, Jack really said there's no liability for the township necessarily. It's just, do we want to have the added work of this form that it might generate? And I agree with him, and so we'll no longer look at that issue. And then the last thing I have is, do you need any further correspondence sent to State Line Road this year, or wait until the new year?
We talking about there with Schraden and State Line?
Yes. It's the only one on State Line.
Shangley.
Shangley.
Said the wrong road.
I mean, it would be up to you, but I think my recommendation is let's look at it in the new year, if possible.
Good with that, you?
Yep, good.
I don't think the tree's going to block any views in January and February.
Well, no, this
So
is
that's
to
the
get the
No,
junk.
this is the junk.
This is the junk removal.
All right.
Okay?
I had, for a topic I was going to talk about, but since we're talking zoning,
Sure.
I forwarded the email complaint that we had on Bell Road. She didn't know the exact address, but we were pretty sure it was the Tim Trader residence.
Yes, I responded to her.
Right.
I should have
So
copied you on it.
where do we stand on
Mr. Trader,
Tim Trader? Are we,
hanging in there. I'm trying to get a hold of him, but just haven't reached. I do have something in preliminary form that I would like to write to Marianne Nardiello, but since I'm so long on getting responses from her about anything, I'm going to work during December to see if I can't get to sit down with a face-to-face and discuss this particular problem, Tom. Okay?
I think we've been more than lenient.
Oh, I know we have. And my thoughts, there are a couple of ways that we can go about it without necessarily costing us any funds to get this done, and maybe in the long run, maybe reap some funds, okay, by taking certain other actions.
All right, I
All
just
right.
don't want to just, I don't want to just sit on it.
Oh, no,
and let
we're not
him-
sitting on it. We're working on it.
Okay.
All right?
Anything else?
Nope, I don't have anything else, sir.
All righty. Ms. Reinhardt?
All right, first of all, we need to approve the 2019 permanent appropriations for the 2019 budget after the money that came in for the 2 bonds. I have outlined all the different amounts. Do you want me to read each fund and the amount, or just the total?
Go ahead and read each
Okay,
fund.
all right. Fund 1,000, which is the general fund. 2019 of permanent appropriations are $541,067.11. Fund 2111, which is the motor vehicle license tax, $31,195.33. Fund 2021, which is the gasoline excise tax, $193,565.79. Fund 2031, Road and Bridge, $212,348.39. Fund 2111, which is the Fire District Fund, $1,431,566.04. Fund 2191, which is the special levy for our EMS for their pay, $629,078.50. Fund 2231, permissive motor vehicle license tax, $65,274.44. Fund 2281, which is the ambulance and EMS, this is our billing account, $470,561.12. Fund 2901, which is the Ohio Department of Public Safety, our training and equipment grant, $2,993. Fund 2902, which was the Bureau of Workers' Comp Safety Intervention Grant, $6,142.50. Fund 2904, which is the ODOT Township Sign Grant, $25,352.12. And Fund 4101, which is our capital project fund for the firehouse renovation, $1 million, for the total appropriations of $4,614,139.34. Again, this is appropriations. This is not what we have in each one of these funds at this time. This was the appropriations for the entire year.
Okay.
So I need a motion to approve that, please.
So moved?
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved. Carol, what number are we on, please?
201-2019.
Thank you. Okay, number 2, I need approval of a transfer of $574.61 to Fund 1,120,323, which is repairs and maintenance, from 1,110,312, which is auditing services.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Bruckdyke?
Yeah, Bruckdyke, yeah. We'll just
We're now one
combine
person.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved. Yeah. I need approval of transfer of $225 to Fund 2031-330-213, which is Medicare, from 2031-110-314, which is tax collection fees.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved. Approved transfer of $1,300 to $1,123.59, which is other utilities, from 1,110-314, which is tax collection fees. And just a little background here, when we switched to our state approved Spectrum Internet, somehow we got lumped in with like 10 other entities, and the bills have been going to an address on Olentangy River Road in Columbus. And Chris and I have been working now for quite a while to get our accounts taking out of that, because we are behind in our payment. After about 2 phone calls that he made, and I think I've made 6 to different people, I think I finally have it situated. So hopefully after the 1st of December, I will get a bill so that I can pay everything.
Has service been restored at the community
Yes.
center?
it was only out for maybe a day, according to the technician that I spoke to last week.
But it never went off here.
It never went off here. I told them they
was
didn't dare.
sweating
You.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's why I need the $1,300.
so moved.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved. Okay, transfer of $12,000 to Fund 2021 330 323, which is repairs and maintenance, from 2021 930 930 contingencies for repairs to truck number 1.
Motion made?
Second.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved. Transfer $800 to 2281 230 341, which is telephone for the Verizon bill for the EMTs, from 2281 230 430, which was small tools and minor equipment, which we had not touched at all this year.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved. I need a PO to Triple D Performance and Repair for $12,000 for the repairs to truck number 1 from Fund 2021.
So moved.
Second?
Who seconded that?
I did.
Okay. Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved. I need a PO to Dinsmore and Scholl LLP for $1,861 for their work for the equipment acquisition bond, and this will come from Fund 2111.
Motion made?
Second.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved. And I'm asking to increase the single purchase limit on my credit card to $1,300, so when that Time Warner bill, cable bill comes, I can pay it with the credit card and get us all caught up so we don't run the risk of anybody being shut off.
So moved.
Second.
See, you guys are one. You're just in sync.
See, yeah. Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved. And that is all that I have.
Mr. Cole.
Nothing tonight, just one issue for the executive session.
Okay. Mr. Brucker.
I had email complaint, and that's pretty much all I had.
All right. We went over the policy. We've still got more to do. Do we want to meet at the next meeting at 6 o'clock again to do that like we did this one?
I will be
That's
out of
fine.
town that week on a conference, so I will not be here. You
Okay.
can make the notes, and I can do the changes in the Word document. That's easy. You just make the notes and send them to me. I'll change them, because I can change these quickly.
Will you be at the next meeting?
Yes.
Why don't we just wait till then, because we're going to have that zoning commission, or zoning hearing as well. Shouldn't take long, but we'll just, I think it's better when we're all here.
Yep. 6 p.m. on the 23rd. Okay, I'm good with that.
Good with that?
Good.
23rd.
All right, the other thing I've got is I got an email from a Mrs. Erin Simpson Sloan. She's with the 4-H program, wanting to use the administration building on February 5th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., and that's to promote the 4-H program. She's done this before.
I know we talked about this. Why doesn't she want to use the community center? Is there a reason?
Uses this because it's more centrally.
Little more closer, because she's got kids coming from not only Morgan and Ross Township, but the whole west side, and it's easier to find here than it is Okeana.
I just asked. I mean, because all the other Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Brownies, and everything else use the community center.
I believe this is more of an information for parents instead of for kids. If I'm not, I mean, it's about the kids, but
What day of the week is that?
I gotta look it up.
So what was the date?
February the 5th.
February 5th is a Tuesday night, first Tuesday in, oh, I'm sorry, that's 2020. February 5th is a Wednesday, first Wednesday in 2020, first Wednesday in February.
Dale, you got anything going on then? You usually have meetings on
If
Wednesday.
it's- No, it's,
It's the
The
first Wednesday.
zoning
Third.
commission meets on the third
Okay.
Wednesday of the month.
All right, I'm fine.
As long as you guys are good with it, I'll let her know.
Okay.
I'm good here.
Alrighty.
And I will take care of getting everything set up for theirs, since it'll be in this building and not down at the community center.
Okay. You need her number?
I've got it,
Okay.
and I'll make that happen and all works.
Works for me. The only thing else we got is executive session for personnel, so I will make a motion at 7:55 to go to executive session for personnel reasons.
Second?
Mr. Updike?
Yes?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
We are adjourned to executive session.
Am I required?
Okay, I'll make a motion at 8:35 to come out of executive session.
Second?
Mr. Updike?
Yes?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
We are back in session.
Alrighty. Nothing to report there. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn?
Second?
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
We are adjourned.
Stop the tape.